Well, in 1964, as Pat said earlier, the railway through this part of the world closed. We were promised then by the Minister, Bill Craig, that the M1 would be extended through Tyrone to Derry. That's the reason the A5 project is crucial. It's fundamental why? Because the current road is quite simply a death trap, as some of you around this part of the world are too painfully aware. What we have to do now, however, is to keep very focused, very determined, and very committed to the project. The money that was committed by the Irish government was substantial. Unfortunately, because of the austerity measures, they cut it back to €50 million. However, the London Treasury earmarked £350 million of sterling, project-specific money. On numerous occasions I have asked in the Assembly, is this earmarked project-specific money? And I have been assured by the First Minister, the Deputy First Minister, and the former Minister for Regional Development and the current Minister for Regional Development. 3 weeks ago I formally asked the First Minister, was he, as First Minister, and the Executive still committed to this project? The answer was a categoric yes. He did say, however, that the Assembly would have to examine the legal difficulties that arise when it comes to public inquiries and legal challenges. Secondly, 2 days later I asked Martin McGuinness, as Deputy First Minister formally, was he committed and was the Executive committed? He said yes. And then 1 week ago I asked Andy Kennedy formally, and he also committed himself and his department and the Executive to that. So fundamentally, the media game, which was this road is dead, is not true. This project is still alive. What we have to sort out is the sequencing, the timescale, and having the democratic will, because this road has what's called the democratic will. The people of Donegal, Derry, Tyrone and Monaghan want this road. And that's a fundamental principle that has to be protected. I'm very aware that in this part of the world, some of you have quite good land. And as Vice Chairman of the Agriculture Committee, I'm very aware of the sensitivities around this. I personally have been committed, and the SDLP have been committed to this, because the wider public interest is of paramount importance. The individual interests of an individual farmer are important to him or his family, but not in the wider national context. But what we have to have is adequate compensation when the time comes. The A4 extension from Dungannon to Ballygolly went extremely smoothly. So the template is there of a working project that has been delivered successfully. There's only one farmer that has an outstanding claim of 20% compensation that has not yet been settled. All the others were settled successfully. We now, however, have a dilemma. The money from the London Treasury was sequenced and earmarked per year over the next 3 years. In the current year, April 2013 to April 2014, 118 million sterling was supposed to be spent on the actual construction. Unfortunately, as Pat said earlier, the legal challenge in relation to the Habitats Directive has scuppered the project only in timing. The big dilemma now is what should happen to the 112 million. And the jackdaws have appeared. They're trying to pick on the carcass. The Minister for Regional Development tells me and my party that he wants all of that money to obtain for road service work. Other ministers are looking for that slice of the cake. But if it's project-specific money for regional development, I think the case has to be made that it should remain regional development. The battle is ongoing at the moment behind the scenes, folks. All sorts of ministers are trying to jackdaw at it. I was in Enniskillen last night. They're requesting me and my party and other parties, Barry and Allen, that the bypass of Enniskillen and the ring road should be immediately built. It's a dilemma. I personally believe, however, this money was for the western part of the north and it should be retained there. Let's be positive, keep confident, let's continue to lobby, let's get the petition together, let's demonstrate it, demonstrate that there's democratic will and people power for it. Thanks very much.